Students of English literature, today in this lecture 3, our English version lecture, students, our topic is the lost child. In English version lecture, students, we will see what was the condition and feelings of the child when he was going to enter in the garden. Students, we came to know the nature in lecture second, that the child was very thoughtful, was very curious. Now see, when he sees the faces of his parents, mother and father, and he realized that they were in real enjoyment and ecstasy. Now let's start lecture number 3. The child looked up to his father and mother. Students, when the child noticed when they were leading him to the fair, they were very happy and saturated with shrill of joy. They were giving a boisterous laughter. They were burst into laughter, and they were extremely contented and satisfied. They were fascinated to the great glory of the fair, and feeling that they too wore the evidence of this pure delight in their face. I mean to say, their faces was the evidence that they were extremely happy. The boy was stepping up on the narrow footpath of the fields and plunged headlong into the field. He was jumping, acting, he was prancing across the field like a young colt, like a baby of the horse. His small feet, teeming with the peaceful gusts of wind, means his quick feet, his brisk steps were being disturbed by the heavy gust of the wind, and he was feeling the rich fragrance of the dust of the fields. At the same time, the boy was attracted to a group of dragonflies which were bustling and flying around him, and their gaudy and purple wings were giving interest to the boy. The light of the lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from flowers was near the child. The child was trying to follow each one of them in the air with gaze, with stare, or with fixed sight on them. Till one of them would fold its wings and rest, he would try to catch it. The boy was trying to catch these insects, uh, uh, insects, and till he reaches there, they flew away with flapping their wings. When he had almost caught a caught in his hands, they flew up. In this way, he was unable to catch them. Just at the same time, one bold black bee having evaded capture means escaping from its being caught by the child, sought to tempt him by winning their wings through the ear of the boy. Means they escaped by giving a winning sound near his ears. One the black beetle was going to settle on his lips when his mother gave cautionary call, "Come, child, come on to the footpath," because the child entered in the field and he was chasing the insects. He ran towards his parents happily and walked abreast of them. Abreast means he was walking after his parents. Abreast means he was near his parents. Uh, he was not giving up following his parents. He was running side by side, facing the same way of his parents. For a while, being however soon left behind. Sometimes the boy was left behind because of the attraction of insects and worms along the footpath. They were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Students, you understood that although he was chasing his parents, but sometimes he was disturbed, and because he was fascinated by the insects and worms which were coming from the dark places of the earth, and they were coming to the sunshine of the earth. They were coming to welcome the sunshine, and it was attracting very much to the little child. At the same time, he was getting precautionary, cautious calls from his parents, "Come, child, come." They were repeating the same sentence because it was the care for the child from him. Now they were going to enter the shade of a grove. Grove means the orchard of trees, where they had seated themselves on the edge of the well. The child ran towards them. An old banyan here outstretched its powerful arms over the blossoming jack and jamun and neem and champak and sirisha, and cast its shadows across beds of golden cassia and crimson gulmohar and crimson gulmohar, as an old grandmother spreads her skirts over her young ones. Students, this is a very beautiful description of the banyan tree, and it is asked in your question how the writer describes the banyan tree and what does a banyan tree do in the grove. Then students, you should come to know a banyan tree was stretching its arms like a grandmother who loved his sons and daughters of his son. You can say grandparents are very affectionate to the children of their sons. So the branches of this old banyan tree was covering these jamun and jack and other trees, like a grandmother spreads her skirt over the young ones. But you know, the children are very naughty. They keep their face out and tries to smile. In the same way, the flowers of these trees, which were hid by the banyan tree, they were welcoming the sunshine. They were welcoming they were watching to the sky in form of flowers. In this way, students, we can see the flowers of this tree, which were hidden by the banyan tree, were half covered, and they were in spite of their protection chaperone, they were looking out to the open sky and the sunshine. The sweet perfume of their pollen mingled with soft, cool breeze. Students, the breeze was cool and full of fragrance. There was the smell of the moist earth that came and went in little puffs, only to be wafted aloft by a stronger breeze. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child. Students, now there is the second attraction of the child. As he entered the ground, as he entered in the orchard, a shower of young flower petals began to come onto him as he entered the grove. And he forgot about his parents. He began to gather the raining petals in his hand. But oh, what happened? Lo, he heard the cooing doves, and he forgets his petals and ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove." He was so attracted to the dove that he began to address his parents to give attention to the dove. And then the raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands because he was enraptured by the dove. A curious look was in his parents' face till Coil struck out a note of love and released their pant of souls. In the same time, after dove, a coil began to sing, began to create sweet sounds, and that bird was giving release to their tired parents. At the same time, the parents tried to call the child, saying, "Come, child, come." They called to the child, who had now gone running in wild caspers. Students, it means the child was very active. He was taking jumps and taking long steps, and he was running around the banyan tree. Now the parents said to him, "Come, child, come." And they gathering him up means they went to him, and by getting him held their finger, they took the narrow winding footpath and went with him, which led to the fair through the mustard fields. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs. Throngs means crowds. Students, when the child with his parents went near the fair, he saw that a large crowd was approaching to the fair and converging means, and they were meeting at the place of the fair. coming from various places means the place of the fair was looking like a whirlpool that appears in the water, and the people coming from various sides looked like tributary streams coming to the same point, and it was creating a great confusion, and the child was attracted to this confusion. Now then students, this is the end of the lecture number 3. Student, there may be very important questions. What attracted the child in the grove? Okay, what was the condition of his parents when they entered the grove? Students, before entering the grove, what attracted the child most? These are the important questions from this lecture. I hope students you understood and went through this lecture and you got everything very well. So please student, if you understood very well, please like, share our channel, and please comment in the comment box if you want to know something special or extra. Please keep on watching next lectures our channel Oracy Classes of English Language, and please subscribe this channel Oracy Classes of English Language so that you may be updated with next lectures and with grammar as well. So students, now thanks.